I'm going to put up a lot of money into the marketing, more than any other agent. I'll do videos, I'll do 3D floor plan, I'll do drone, I'll do every single thing there is to do, right? That way, when the house doesn't sell for what you think it should sell for, I can go, well, it's not me, because you're not going to go out and get somebody else that's going to do better marketing.
Welcome back to the Garden State Growth Show. Today we have an exciting guest, Kyle Marcell of RE/MAX Revolution of Wall Township by way of Ocean County. Kyle, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, gentlemen.
Hard to believe you could fit this into your calendar, being so busy. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and to the audience, tell them what you do.
I'm a real estate agent with RE/MAX Revolution, like you said. Been in the game for about 7 years. Mm-hmm. Came from the Seaside bartending district for a very long time, about 12 years. I had a good friend, her name is Emily, tapped me 7 years ago and said, you can't be a bartender forever.
Okay.
And so I switched my game over to real estate, and the rest is history, so yeah.
Well, let's go a little further back.
Yep.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in one of probably the best towns in New Jersey, Bayville, legendary town. So, from Bayville, New Jersey.
Where I actually grew up off Serpentine Drive. I don't know.
Stop. Did you go to Central?
No, I got out of there. Once they started paving the roads, I went to Tom's River.
Oh, okay.
It lost the whole vibe.
Right, and then you became a North guy.
Yeah,
TR North.
TR North.
Nice.
Yeah. Upper echelon.
Yeah.
What do you feel like your biggest influence was growing up? Like, who'd you look up to? Were you a big sports guy, comedy guy?
Who'd I look up to? Big time comedy guy, for sure. Chris Farley, one of my early, role models that I like to look up to. He passed away. Yeah, big SNL guy. I actually wanted to be a comedian my whole life, but you know.
Well, when you have a face for radio, sometimes you gotta stick to what you're good at.
Yeah, sure.
So what was your first job? Did you start working in high school?
Yeah, I started working in high school. My first job, I think, was I worked at a deli for like 3 months. It was like this weird gourmet deli in Bayville, and it didn't do well because the clientele really wasn't for gourmet delis in Bayville at the time.
Tell us more about that.
Yeah, I'm curious now. Now you got my attention.
You know, a lot of expensive cheeses. People really weren't into it, and so it closed down. It was called Corcoran and Wallace, actually, and it closed down pretty quickly. And then I was a camp counselor.
I can see that.
I was a camp counselor for a couple of years, like a summer job. They were paying like $6.25 at the time, and I found out that they hired another girl that like knew one of the directors or something for like $6.75.
Politics, gotcha.
Got some politics in there, and I tried to have a mutiny on the deck. And
you unionized the counselor?
I unionized the camp counselors at about 14 years old, and they found out about that, and I got fired from that job. So.
Okay, so you got fired twice?
Fired twice, yep.
So things are not going too good.
Record that.
One of them went out of business, okay, and the other one was a fire, but okay, we can keep it going.
Due to low sales?
Yeah.
No, I get it. You look like a guy who got bad grades in high school.
Absolutely,
Is that
100%. Yeah, I was probably, I don't know, 205 out of 225 or something
These get
like
degrees.
That. No, it wasn't that bad. I was like mid-grade, 150 out of 225 or something.
But they did let you graduate,
They
allegedly.
did. Yeah, allegedly, yeah.
And then, so now you're 17, 18, 19. Where do we go from there?
Staples. Yeah, I did a stint at Staples for a couple of years, and then...
Hooper Avenue?
What's that?
Hooper Avenue Staples?
Hooper Avenue Staples, yeah. And then I went to Applebee's, which was that's where it really starts to turn.
That's where
that's where your neighborhood grill, neighborhood guy, your neighborhood
Half-price
grill,
apps.
absolutely crushed it there, just murdered it.
Was that the one in the mall?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Simon Mall at the time?
Yes, Simon Mall.
Legendary, for sure.
I remember you, I think, from that mall. What year was that? Was that like 02?
Yeah, I would say, no, that was even before. No, yeah, 02, 03. Yeah, 03.
So you're a server at Applebee's. Do you ever make it to the bar there?
No,
Or
I
they
don't.
keep you on the floor?
No, they keep me on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get like 6 entrees for $20 there.
Yeah. And then I went to sell cell phones in the mall. Now,
A lot of people. That's
I'll
where
be
your
honest,
sales experience came
You
in.
guys both look like you still sell cell phones in the mall right now. These outfits are very cell phone in the mall outfits. The hair, everything, very cell phone in the mall.
Okay.
All right.
There you go.
We just sell the rhinestones on the cell phones. We don't actually sell the cell phones.
Strictly cases.
So I worked at AT&T in the mall for like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years. Switched to Point Pleasant, AT&T, same thing. In the midst of doing that, there was a kid that was at AT&T that was an entrepreneur himself, and he wanted to come up with this business to promote restaurants and bars. And so he had this tent, it was like those little tabletop tents?
Sure.
So he had like an idea of like promoting through tabletop tents, and people would, I don't know, call a number or something like that and figure something. I don't really know. I really don't even remember it. All I know is that it was promoting bars with specials. It was all kinds of specials with the tents, and calling a number for a discount, and you become a part of this, almost like a Groupon with tabletop tents. Kind of an idea.
Right.
Terrible idea, probably. And obviously, it never came to fruition, but I did go to a couple of places to try and sell this idea. One of the places was the Bamboo Bar.
Ooh. The famous Bamboo Bar.
That's correct. So I had already been going to Bamboo every weekend religiously, right?
Sure.
And I knew a lot of people. The reason I knew a lot of people is because I went to Donovan Catholic, formerly Monsignor Donovan, so we'll call it Mondon, because that's what I call it. I went to Mondon, so since I went to Mondon, you know everybody from Toms River, from Jackson, from Lacey, because they're all bused from the whole county. Yeah. And I also lived in Bayville, so I knew everybody from Central, so I knew a lot of people. So those guys, the managers of Bamboo, knew that. And so because they had seen me, I was coming in all the time. They saw I knew a lot of people. I would come in with a lot of people. So I went in to pitch this tabletop tent special thing.
Yeah.
And they pulled me to the side and they're like, we don't want to do this with you. This is dumb. And
Stop the pitch.
Yeah. And
are you looking for a job or are you not?
And so Brad Billheimer and Brian Hutt, they both said they offered me a job.
Nice.
And
How old are you at this point?
I don't know, 23, 24, 23? About 23 or 24. And anyway, from there, it was just Bamboo for 10 years strong.
And this is like 05 right now?
What's that? Probably, 03, 04, I guess, maybe 05. In that, I mean, it's a blur back then.
Yeah.
So
This is peak Bamboo now.
peak Bamboo. I mean, peak Bamboo
This is
for
when
sure.
Seaside Heights was in its prime.
Is Karma even open, or this
Not
is
even
Courtyard?
close. This is Courtyard Bamboo.
Wow.
Courtyard Bamboo is
Courtyard.
just,
We're going
kitchen
back.
bar.
Yeah.
It was, Kenny Mack was there, very cool guy. I know he was just on. He's very cool.
So he was bartending when you were applying for your job?
He was. But I knew Kenny Mack through several different outlets of partying in high school. Like I said, I knew a lot of Toms River people. So, I would constantly see all these kids out.
Are you guys the same age?
Kenny Mack?
Yeah.
I think he's a year older than me.
He's a little younger than Kenny.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we start our startender career. That's the glorified bartender and star celebrity. This is
Startender,
before.
you really love that.
I just keep coming back to it.
Yeah, he does.
This is before they made it rain on the startenders, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So this is when you're just serving drinks for money.
Yeah, this is serving drinks for money, pre-making it rain on dudes, which becomes very weird, but also you don't turn it down because it's money, for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's post 2012.
Absolutely.
Nightlife. We're talking good nightlife. Flip phones.
Right.
Yeah.
You're recording videos, maybe, but it's not really saving.
Right,
There's no social media.
right. There's no social media at this time, really.
wanted me to ask-
MySpace, I guess?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were there.
MySpace.
MySpace. A huge coder, coding all kinds of backgrounds and throwing up memes, this is why I'm hot, and just crushing life, for sure.
Did you promote on MySpace?
No, I didn't promote on MySpace, but I did once Instagram came out, definitely promoted on Instagram early.
Yeah.
Early on Instagram.
Early adopter.
Absolutely. Always.
Hut wanted me to ask you, he just sent this in. Did you charge for every drink at Bamboo?
Absolutely.
You were that guy,
Definitely
huh?
every time. I
Every
charged
time.
every
You
drink.
did. I could vouch for
Every
that.
time. Okay, good. We got that. That's not the reason we went out of business. That's
No,
good.
no,
That was
no.
definitely Kenny.
No, that was
Kenny
you
did
might
not
have me mixed
count
up with
every
Ken-
drink, people are saying.
Absolutely, I charged.
I have a
don't think
poll.
I gave away one free drink. People just came to my bar for one. I was very quick.
Right.
Two, I was very good looking at the time, so
Right.
I'm still in great shape. But I was even better looking then.
Sober behind the bar?
Sober. I actually was sober behind
Yeah.
the bar.
That's the difference maker.
Yeah. So, and I moved so fast, people thought I was on substances, but I was not actually.
Performance enhancing drugs.
Exactly.
Peds.
It was totally sober. Yeah.
So then from that bar, I've seen you at other bars. Wasn't only Bamboo.
Yeah. So, I guess
Worked at JR's.
I worked at JR's. Yes. So I worked at JR's for a little bit, but the change came when I was going to Jack and Bill's a lot, right?
Okay.
And DJ Tempo, he had a fundraiser, right? Because he was sick. And so Steve, who was the manager of Jack and Bill's, asked me, because I knew a lot of people, he brought bartenders from all around the different bars, do you want to do this? Do you want to do this fundraiser? So I ended up doing the fundraiser for Tempo and at Jack's, and it went, well, whatever. We raised a lot of money. I took my tip bucket, just gave it right away. Yeah, just gave it right away.
Right.
Steve liked that, thought it was a good gesture.
Right.
Hired me, and then I started working there. So I was working
There
the
you go.
circuit of Bamboo, Karma on Thursdays, Bamboo on the weekends, Aztec on Monday nights, Jack's on Thursday nights, and JR's on Tuesday nights, actually. It was
Now you're a professional bartender.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
With fat pockets.
for sure.
Probably have arthritis from that.
Yeah.
It was
Noon to
a,
6
it was
is-
a good time. And
Yeah.
So how long was that run? That's like 2016, something like that?
20, like between 2014 or 2015 and 2017, I guess. Or 2016.
So what year do you get the pull aside, like, enough's enough?
2016 was the pull aside, which I was like really priming bartending at that point. But my friend Emily was like, you can't do this forever.
Right.
She's like, if you want to have a family, you can't be out until 4 o'clock in the morning. And, if you want to be an adult, which there's still some bartenders that are lifers, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, discounting that whatsoever. But
It's tough to walk away from the money.
well, it's tough to walk away from the money, but the other thing is that when you're in that limelight, it's tough to just get out of it for the money, like you said. But more importantly, your body, it takes a toll on your body, dude. Like, my clock still today is like totally fucked up.
So you're wired at night, basically.
Wired, dude. I don't go to sleep until 2 o'clock in the morning. My girlfriend's like, what are you doing?
That too. I get text messages at random hours of the night.
Yeah, it's sick. So, but yeah, it's, it takes a toll on your body and your mind, and that's later on in life as you get older, cardiovascular or whatever you want to say, like it's just not a good thing. So I get out of that. She pulls me aside. 2016 says get your license. So I go take the test. Easy peasy. But I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Did you pass the test on the first try?
I did pass the test on the first try.
Pressure's on, Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got
Well,
a
I
test
didn't-
coming up.
I got a test coming up. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You'll fail for sure. No, you won't.
Pass my mortgage test on the first try.
Then you're definitely gonna. That's easy. That's a joke. Yeah.
So we passed the test. Then where do we hang our license?
At Remax at the time it was LTD. This was before they became Revolution. So I hang my my license there, and at first it was tough. It's tough.
Were you on your own, not on a team at
No,
first?
I was on a team, but you take a test, you don't really know. That doesn't give you any experience for anything, right?
Right.
So like I was going out to showings, and I didn't know what the fuck I was talking
Fake
about.
it until you make it.
It's faking it till you make it, which
That's it.
there's levels to faking it till you make
Sure.
it, right? Like I've heard of some people that dress up, and that wasn't me. I'm not selling that. I was really trying to learn the business, but I was going out on showings, and there's my first showing was a 6 paddock farm in Jackson, somewhere out there, right? And I go out there and I just don't know anything about a horse farm. I don't know anything.
With a listing like
this guy comes out and he's like, are these French drains in the basement? And I was like, yeah, French, Asian. They're looking good drains. You know what I mean? And then he comes over and he's like, over here. He's like, is this where the sump pump is? And like, you'll learn in real estate if you're starting out. Buyers will usually they'll ask a question, they'll answer their own question sometimes if you give them enough time, right? So somebody asks a question, I'd just be silent about it, and he would answer it. But he was like, is this a sump pump? And I was like, yeah, well, it's pumping something over there.
Let's check it out. Oh, yeah. It is a sump pump.
It's a sump pump, So I didn't know what a sump pump was, I didn't know what the French drains were. I didn't know those things. I knew the laws of real estate and what I shouldn't do to get a $10,000 fine from, the real estate commission, but I didn't know anything else, So I, 2016, 2017 was a baby, didn't know much, but I did know a lot of people. And so I was getting business really even from the beginning because I knew a lot of people.
How are you promoting your real estate business like early on?
It was tough. I was doing it on Facebook, right? And because I was 1 foot in and 1 foot out with bartending, it was just like, I'd post like a new listing and like there'd be like all these people that are gonna be at my bar like, you fucking loser, you're not gonna sell that house, dork, you know what I mean? I'd be like, all right, cool, man. Like I'm trying to be professional. This guy's like, see you at the bar, scumbag. Thanks for charging me for drinks, you fucking piece of shit. I'm like, okay. So that was tough, I had to make that transition. So, but once I eventually completely stopped bartending, then it started to really roll and it started to compound.
No, you got the experience in the field. I mean, it took some time, but
yeah, of course.
You're a long way from the farm.
Yeah,
so
it's gone.
I feel like you definitely have to focus on something for it to be great. If you're split too many ways.
Yeah, I would say there's, many agents in the real estate business that are halfies, right? They're half in, half out, and then they'll complain that they're not making money and, whatever it may be. And it's like, you got to be in it to win it. If you're not in it to win it, then you're not really going to do well. Yeah.
What was like the turning point for you where you started taking the business more serious? Did you go to a conference? Did you have a different mentor?
Yeah, I mean, I have great mentors. The 3 broker owners that I work for, they're the best. They're
good guys.
Super good guys. Like I said, I was originally at Remax Ltd. That broker, not so great, weirdo. So we switched from that brokerage and they made their own brokerage. Cool. And I went and joined with them, and they're like cutting edge of the technology. They're really about agent, they're agent focused. The other brokerage that we were with that we split away from, they weren't so agent focused, So I end up going with them. They've taught me a lot, and each one of them has like a different.
What year was this when when they separated?
I think it was like 19 maybe. Well, we just had our 5-year anniversary, so I don't know, 5 years from now. Yeah, 19 about. But yeah, it really took a turn when I picked up investors, and the time in the business took a turn. So, your first 2 years, you sell a couple houses, this and that, whatever. But then those people that you sold houses to, those first 2 or 3 years, right? Now they grow out of that house. Now they need to sell and buy. Maybe they have their cousins. Now you have investors, and then it all starts to just compound, and then it gets crazy.
How did you meet the investors? Was that through the bar scene?
Actually, my biggest investor that I met was through a good friend, my buddy Jimmy. And so I was showing him houses, right, because he wanted to buy. And I showed him like a lot of houses. I think it was like 15, 20 houses, something like that at the time. And he ends up not buying, right? So he's like, I'm not going to wait, like whatever. I'm like, you motherfucker. So, whatever. It is what it is. That's the name of the game. That's part of the game, right? So, but, what goes around comes around, right? So he calls me probably, but he knows how hard I worked for him. So he calls me like, maybe 6 months later or something like that. And he's like, I got this investor. that, you know, we flip houses with, because he's a contractor. He's like, I have this investor, and he doesn't like the realtor that is working for him. She's not hungry enough. She's not doing open houses, this and that. And I'm fully out of bartending at this point, and I'm like super hungry. You know, I'll do anything. So he hooks me up with him. We flip one house, goes well, like really well. And then flip another, and then just another and another. And then I build my relationship with that investor. And then that investor, you know, we take off and we're crushing it. And then I'm posting everything on Instagram. Another investor slides into my DMs via Instagram. And he's like, hey, I like all your stuff. You know, I like your videos that you're doing and stuff. And then
How do you find deals for your investor? Because they usually have to buy it below market.
It depends. At the time when we were flipping like 20, 21, whatever, there was so many, you know, houses, especially where we set our foot in Holiday City, right? The inventory was pretty good. But a lot of times it's off market, you know, so you got to work with wholesalers and, you know,
Wholesalers are calling you because they know you do
I get on their lists or whatever, you know, but.
Talk about the mechanics of dealing with a wholesaler, because there's no commission, right?
No.
It's just like you're
well,
just
you build a
connecting the
commission
investor.
in. You could build a commission in on your.
Right?
You could build a commission in on the buy side if I wanted to. I could build that in.
But you just want the listing.
I just want it because I'm going to flip it with the investor. You know.
And how many of those are you doing a year?
Wholesales, not that many. I really like to find margins within properties that have been sitting on the market, right? And there's a decent amount of them that are on the market. You say, okay, well, this has been on the market, let's say 60 days, right? What area is it in? You know, why is it sitting on the market? Is there some meat on the bone there to, you know, acquire the property for X, fix it up for X, and sell it for X, you know? So got a couple of those. Yeah.
We're not doing any buy and holds.
I have a couple of investors that do buy and holds for like cap rates and stuff like that. Okay. I have about 5 or 6 investors. 4 of them are, you know, quick flip, and then 2 of them are buy and hold guys.
So is there like a set model that you follow when you're looking at a house to fix and flip, or it's?
I mean, it's just it's a la carte. Where's, you know, it's per case basis. You know, is there meat on the bone? You know, can we acquire it for a good price? You know, let's say it's listed for $225. Right? Can I get it for $190? Is it possible? If I tell them I can close in 5 to 7 days cash, you know, okay, cool, right? And then, so I just made on the back end, because we know it was already market value, you know, as is for $225, but they gave it to me for $190, you know? So then how much can we cut costs on the reno? And I don't mean cut costs, but I mean, you know, get the labor down and get the materials down, you know, we're buying in bulk, whatever it may be.
Right.
So, we get that number down, and then, you know, how much can we eventually resell for? So it's, you know, I just did one in Lacey, acquired it for $185. We put 60 into it, and we sold it for $385.
Wow, it's great margins.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's a home run.
Yeah, 100%.
Sure.
Yeah.
What percent of your business is investors and flips like that?
Probably 40 or 50. You know, I have a pretty balanced business. I've never made a cold call my whole career. Wow. Not once.
What's the biggest mistake you see buyers or sellers of real estate making over and over again?
Sellers make a lot of mistakes and buyers make a lot of, and they're different, right? So I think buyers' biggest mistake is waiting right now. There's a lot of buyers that wait. You know, he probably knows from being a lender. Sure. And I'm not at all trying to push, hey, this is the perfect time to like get out there and buy. Like, I'm not that guy. That's totally corny to me. But for sure, if you look at the market year over year, if you bought in 20 and 21 when, you know, your uncle that can't even balance a checkbook told you not to buy, right? Because the market's going to go down and it's going to crash and this and that. Well, you'd be sitting on 150, 200 in equity for most homes, right? Most homes are sitting on at least 100 in equity. So I think that's the biggest mistake is buyers not just getting into the market.
Trying to time the market.
Or trying to time the
market.
Same
with the values that have gone up so high and the shortage of inventory.
Right.
If interest rates come down, we're still going to have that shortage. you would think that's going to drive prices up.
Up again, yeah. And
You
so
know.
personally, where I think the market goes, I think we're probably going to end up somewhere like, California. We're like their little brother anyway. New Jersey wants to be California so bad, so or New York, whatever it may be. So I think that's where we're going in regard to prices. If you go to California right now, you look at a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,200 square foot home. They're like $1.2, $1.4 million.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you look at those same specs here in New Jersey, well, let's just take our area, Ocean County. That used to be acquired for $250, $300. It's like almost $500,000 now for a 3.2. It's sick, and it's just going to keep going up. Like he said, when the interest rates go down again, and they have to go down, that's going to drive prices up because there's a million buyers that are going to enter the market, right? And so. So yeah, I think that's the biggest mistake for buyers. Sellers just make mistakes every time. They just, they think their house is worth $1 million or whatever it is, and it's the bottom line is your house is worth what somebody's willing to pay for it. That's truly what it is. So I get all these sellers that say my house is worth this or my house is worth that. So listen, dude, I'll list your house for $2 million. I do not give a shit, right? Yeah. I'm gonna piss money into the marketing, right? I'm gonna put a lot of money into the marketing, okay? Right. More than any other agent, okay? That's why I do videos. I was doing videos on $200,000 houses, right? And people are like, "You're crazy, why you do that?" And I'm like, "Well."
You find you're getting a lot of attraction from those videos where
Absolutely.
you've gotten new business just from posting those videos,
question, right? But that's the reason I did it. But going back to the point, I'll do videos, I'll do 3D floor plan, I'll do drone, I'll do every single thing there is to do, right? That way, when the house doesn't sell for what you think it should sell for, this is if I disagree with the price point of a house, then I can go, well, it's not me, because you're not going to go out and get somebody else that's going to do better marketing. You're going to go out, some of these agents are taking pictures with their Razor fucking cell phones, you know what I mean? Like a BlackBerry. You're like, what is this? This guy's getting paid thousands of dollars. His photos look like shit. Couldn't even spend $150 on photos, So, so I do that so I can go back to them and say, well, it's not me. It's definitely the price, right?
That's why I like, before we talk about price with sellers, we always talk about pricing strategy first.
Right.
So it's like, not what the house is worth. Let's go over what pricing strategy is.
Sure.
Event-based pricing, market pricing, and aspirational pricing. Like, here's the risks of all. Here's the benefits of all three.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which one works best for you?
Yeah, I mean, you
So
sound
once they
way
agree-
better than me when you're saying that. That's not how I speak to the sellers. That's very professional.
Everybody's got their own
I'm like,
angle.
listen, if you fucking sell for this or you don't sell for that, I don't know what to do. Like that's just.
I
that's
do real
me.
estate near Princeton, so I got to talk in a different way.
Right. Yeah, right.
I got some Ivy Leaguers over there. So, but once they agree on the strategy, then you'd be like, all right, now let's look at the data, you know? So the data points to this if you want this strategy.
Yeah, sure.
And also, as far as the buyer stuff, I think what's not talked about enough is the birth rate in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. It's very high. So we have a ton of buyers going head first into no inventory.
Right.
So,
for the foreseeable future, too.
Right.
That's why
Where are they going?
I'm like, dude, it's not going to get any better. And, it's not like, even with building materials, through the roof, it's expensive as hell to build stuff. So all these builders are out there. They're not, crazy, building new construction because it's expensive. The margins are not as good as they used to be. So that's not going to help the inventory either.
And people migrate to where jobs and the economy's good.
Sure.
Happens to be good in the tri-state area.
Right.
PA, New York, New Jersey.
Right.
There's tons of new construction in Wisconsin.
Right.
But are the jobs that people want there,
Right. Yeah.
or Texas or whatever. A lot of people from California are coming this way,
Right.
because the jobs are better here in Silicon Valley. It's getting
People are
worse.
leaving the city too as well.
Yeah.
California just sucks in general. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
He said it.
Good.
Yep.
All right.
I'm glad
Any
you said it.
referrals from California? Send them to me or Jamie. Left Coast, what up? So I guess finally, what drives you to keep going and why do you do what you do?
I mean, I love what I do. So, and I think it's kind of funny because there's a lot of real estate agents in New Jersey, right? It's like
very
10,000
saturated.
or something. I don't know. It's a lot. Or maybe 60,000. Am I wrong with that? Maybe 10,000 and just, it's a lot. I think it's 60,000 or something. But it's funny because out of all the agents, I don't find many that really, really love people. And I love people. And it's like, there's a lot of agents that I come across, and it's like, dude, why are you even an agent? You know what I mean? Like, why are you even in real estate? You're like miserable as hell, like to deal with, from professionally or whatever. So I do it because I love it. I love people. I love making new relationships. I think that's probably why my business is, pretty decent, is because I'm constantly building new business. I walk into a room, I want to know everybody and be their friend. Yeah. True story. Yeah. Except you guys. I hate you guys, but everybody else, So I do it because I love it.
You're still going to call me, though.
Absolutely. I'm going to call. I need a loan.
It's a relationship business.
Jamie's the best, bro. I call Jamie with the worst loans. I'm
he does.
540 credit score, Jason mask. Get this guy. Get this guy a loan.
He's like lost their job yesterday.
House is filled with mold.
I remember that call. Called me one time with a client. He said, "There's mold everywhere, James." He's like, "We're definitely not going to pass inspection, but I really need your help. Where do we stand?" And I said, "In a very moldy spot." From what it sounds like. Yeah, I got it closed.
You got it closed. He did.
We got it closed. We always get the job done.
Yeah, he's good.
It's all about getting to the finish line.
That's right.
This business. Well, Kyle, thanks for coming out.
My
Good to
guys.
hear your story.
Real.
Yeah.
We're impressed with all that you do.
Thank you so much, fellas.
Thank you. Wait, don't go anywhere. We got another interview coming up next. Wait for this one.